So in this video, we are determining if a graph is proportional. We are going to determine on a proportional graph what the constant is. So what is our y over x value? And then we're also going to determine how do we put into words what the graph is saying. Okay, so to determine if a graph is proportional, you have to, well, not you have to, the graph has to be a straight line. And then it has to pass through the origin. Which on graphs is 0, 0, so 0.00, which is that mark right there. So when we look at this, it says, or it doesn't say, but it shows us this is our line. So the line is straight, so it passes that test, but then it does not pass through the origin. So this one's very easy to see. It's not proportional. This one down here, it passes through the origin, but it's not a straight line. There's definitely a curve in there. Not proportional. So it has to meet both criteria to be proportional. Now when we look at this, we go from 0 up here, so it goes through 0, 0. It is a straight line, so this is proportional. Now, it's proportional, so that means that there is going to be a constant. So on a graph, to figure out the constant, I like to use the points given to me. So one of these 2 points. I try to make it a prettier point out of the two, but since this has decimals as our x-axis, you're not really going to find a great pretty point. So remember, when we're finding our constant, it's y over x. So to get to this dot here, I go up 1.5. So I go up 1.5, and then I go over to 0.5. So 1.5 over 0.5. Now, how I would read this, because this is at 0.5, 1.5. How I'd read this is for every 1.5 inches I grow, or we'll go the other way around. So for every half a year, I grow 1.5 inches. Now, obviously, that's not true. I mean, that's not a constant. You're not guaranteed to grow 1.5 years or 1.5 inches every year. But for this scenario, that's what I was just going to use. So how I would read this is for every half a year, because that's my x-axis, I grow 1.5 inches. Now, if I go down to this graph, if I draw the line, it is a straight line, goes through 0, 0. It's also proportional. Since it's proportional, that means that there's going to be a constant of proportionality. So I'm going to erase this so we can see our points a little better. So I'm going to go to this point right here. It's at 15, 3. So to get the constant proportionality, we remember it is y over x. So I went up 3. And then we go over 15 on our x-axis. So we have 3 over 15. Now, for a constant of proportionality, I like to get it as simple as possible. So we have 3 over 15. If I divide the top by 3, that'll get me 1. If I divide the bottom by 3, it'll get me 5. So 3 divided by 3 is 1 over 5. So 1 over 5 is going to be my constant of proportionality. Now, how I would read this would be for every, and you can read this either way, y or x value. For every, we'll go minutes first. So for every 5 minutes, I go 1 mile. So for every 5 minutes, let's see if I can add more space there. For every 5 minutes, I go 1 mile. So that's how I would read this constant of proportionality here.